The child paused and raised his fingers as clouds flew over the city. Shock waves were visible to regular people immediately after. People are panicking, driving, and turning around, but it's futile. More nuclear bombs blasted throughout the city, blinding the sun again. This game is vintage. Famous filmmaker Jonathan Nolan directed Fallout, a film about the present. The nuclear explosion was 219 years ago. In an attempt to preserve civilization, the globe has been reduced to a heap of rubble. Many subterranean locations have been developed by humans. In the 33rd secret place, Lucy may marry. In addition to mechanical repair, she is skilled in martial arts and firearms. Lucy's daily productivity overview. The committee accepted her marriage application. Hidden places have this drawback. They must restrict the precise number of persons due to space constraints. Many years after birth, people of the same secluded location have practically all blood connections. Now they want to marry. The remaining half must come from undisclosed sources. Lucy's father, an official, concurred with the 30-second hiding site next door and ended the marriage. Today is Lucy's wedding. She excitedly awaits her future husband's form. The 30-second secret place official exits the passageway as the gate slowly opens. Everyone hears her explanation. Recently, rice fields have been ravaged. Few individuals died, including the previous official. A gorgeous guy emerges from the throng. Lucy's future spouse. Look at the bride's grin. This hubby clearly pleases her. Only one thing makes people difficult to comprehend. Residents are from the 30-second secret place. Everyone is black. More food means less respect. Lucy's father spoke on stage. The surface housing value is plummeting. Next generation dwellers may glimpse the actual sky. By then, you must watch out for surface dwellers. Their savagery and arrogance are unimaginable. The camera turns the room behind into a sunset after the speech. Residents of the two secret locations sing and dance. Lucy and her husband want to return to the wedding chamber. Only her brother-in-law remains unintegrated. He follows the passageway to the 30-second hiding location out of curiosity. He first encounters the dried rice fields. He finds mayhem everywhere. After digging deeper. He discovers a corpse in the chair. Her brother quickly notices something is awry. Lucy was shot outside the room. Turn around to view her husband's back scar. She discovers that her spouse has received numerous additional injections. Lucy identifies the assailant as a ground-level thief. Leaving the room is her goal. Regrettably, the attacker restrained her. Lucky Lucy practices martial arts regularly. She sliced the opponent's throat with a bottle of wine after being stabbed in the stomach. Lucy suffers suffering. Removes stomach bandages and wounds. She exits the room to see friends and family members' corpses in the hallway. Even the weapons storage was looted. Lucy conveniently grabs a pistol underneath. Go to the alley quickly. She encounters a murderous robber on the street. She grabs the pistol and shoots. Walk slowly to the alley. See the thieves and people of the 32 hidden locations return to their actual selves. Using a knife, attack individuals where 33 is hiding. People rush about and lay beneath their arms. How can you defeat ground-born enemies? Bullets smashed the house's massive roof machine gun. Fire flashed from the green sky. Lucy concealed her brother in the box. Her spouse got hurt again unexpectedly. Good thing the elderly guy arrived on time. Hunter's head is hit. A hand-sent emergency message was sent. A quarantine door was destroyed. Her father and son hurried to the alley. The female commander unexpectedly captured several people from the 33 hidden locations. Put poison beneath the door. After seeing Lucy and her father, she revealed her objective. Take Hunter down. Without it, these people will perish. Father seems to have guessed. Let the girl into quarantine quickly. Then fire the machine gun at her. Lucy questioned the female leader about the father's destination. She asked her to see the actual world instead of answering. Immediately guided Hunter out of the alley. Some inmates were captured as free. Run the other way quickly. Lucy heard just a deafening blast. The robber set fire to the explosive. After quieting down, residents cleaned up. The walls were bloody, body taken to questioning room. Lucy suggested sending a party of warriors to investigate. The majority of the audience rose in protest when she said she would open the concealed area. The organization elder's decision was final. Please find a way to safeguard this secret area without leaving. Lucy understood her appeal was limited. She had a terrible idea. Her brother and relatives escorted her baggage the following morning. Lucy wanted to check in by herself just before reaching the boarding gate. Her family accompanied her for safety reasons. Lucy stabbed that individual to death. As she clicked the red button, the quarantine door slowly opened. Bright sun shone. Lucy blinked and left. The white striped perforations caught her attention initially. Corpses with adequate posture were everywhere. She saw only ruin and despair around her. After nuclear war, this is the wasteland. Not all residents are bold and bloody. The survival group Brazer Hatupstian has protected the lonely region from infancy, gathering and analyzing scientific and technical data before the nuclear apocalypse. Mobile flying vehicles and armored knights with incredible battle power are on it. Mark is a Brazer Hatupstian member. He wanted to be an armored knight as a boy, but he was too old and normal to become one, so he couldn't even become a vice commander. Mark's closest buddy, Dan, was among the swarm of pupils promoted to soldiers that day. Also, the army was promoted. He envisioned the vice commander. Mark was stressed out he could only remove unkindness and hate with the sword scream. The following morning, the Black Knight was stabbed in the neck by the sword. Someone was obviously setting him up. Mark, furious, was the first suspect. He was sent to the commander's base for questioning. Mark can only talk poorly and continually promise not to hurt the knight. Despite Mark's worthless excuses, such as claiming he was only using paper, the commander prepared a penalty. Mark quickly expressed his thanks. The commander hid that he wanted to improve the world and serve others his whole life. The commander recognized Mark's honesty. The commander immediately ordered the promotion of Mark to vice commander. Dan, his closest buddy, has this role. Due to his calmness, Mark stepped in front of the other party. Dan was sure that Mark would treat him the same way. Mark and the others took their oaths and were appointed as the first vice commanders in front of everyone. The first assignment was to locate somebody with a dog in the bush. He was hiding something suspicious. Some think it can ruin a nation. After learning the aim of the mission, Mark followed a knight who was carrying a huge load. The two hopped on an aircraft and went into the bush. He was delighted and frightened as he approached the dream again. Meanwhile, several volunteers were assigned the assignment. A mutant had to be dug up. They swiftly headed to a nutrient-rich cemetery. This was likely the mission's objective. The male leader brought a rooster to prevent the team from encountering a live body inside the cemetery. Many believed the dead loathed this animal. Some attempted to remove the casket. Pull the rope to open the lid. A big black hand appeared. Everyone hesitated. At this time, leaving seemed obvious. The opponent's nose was the only missing piece. The bruises covered the entire surface. The male commander noticed his fighting strength was abnormal. He even suggested getting closer. He was even threatened if he disagreed. He will remind him to return the casket. The guy grinned gently. He appeared like a ghost. In an instant, 3 volunteers collapsed. The first Fallout episode covers this. Background is the major focus of this episode. Along with 3 important characters. Stories beginning. The narrative of 3 persons follows. Lucy and Mark likely experienced a simple upbringing in a desolate world. Only the final character shows. The mutant has a unique personality. The game's setting states that the legislation affects long-lived people. The mutant has the potential to come back to life. Signs of death are visible on the face and skin. However, the overall age has increased significantly. Additionally, it may be radiation resistant. The film's protagonist was born before the nuclear blast, featuring macaroons and lying in the grave for years. Until now, the audience never played the game. No need to worry about tale comprehension. The film seems to merely use the game setting. The story is mostly fresh creativity. What made the female leader abduct Lucy's father? No explanation yet. Possibly connected to the primary job. Her wrath toward Lucy is intriguing. The abrupt nuclear war shattered the globe. Lucy. A secret subterranean residence. First step on Earth. Travel to check. Donuts and gold are all I see. Lucy experiences a distinct taste. Previously, the secret place was little. How does Lucy's experience compare to the larger space? The sky continues to expand. Lucy burns an abandoned building. A dog leaps out at night. Her curiosity persists. The dog is drawn to the nearby mutant bug. Here comes somebody with spectacles. He notices that Lucy came from underground. He insists that Lucy should return immediately. The secret location adheres to legal regulations. The region lies beyond the boundaries of legal jurisdiction. Lucy is obstinate. If her father is missing, she will not return. The glasses-wearing guy no longer persuades. Just remind her to extinguish the flames. The wildfire will attract mutants. Call it done. Nighttime disappearance of a man and dog. Lucy doesn't realize that Holstein's purpose is related to the strange meeting she attended. The man wearing glasses has the power to transform the world. The mission is initially carried out by Holstein's Mark. The warriors saw iron nearly as cold as the dirt. Suddenly, the other person appears frigid all the time. A far cry from Mark's night image. Soon after, the knight arrives. He finds the flight too uninteresting to plan the landing now. Mark misunderstands. We can discover the next aim without going to Philadelphia South. Knights act without hesitation. Knights swiftly pull Mark down to the flying vehicle. He stumbles when the earth shakes. As an assistant, Mark cannot flee. They go to a cave in the jungle. Mark finds man and dog footprints on the ground. This is not their objective. A subterranean animal roars suddenly. The knight enters without reluctance, seeing a black net ahead. He tells Mark to investigate. His expression is rigid, but he merely follows. A brown bear descends from the sky towards the entrance point. One glance struck the knight's weapon. He knows he'll lose. He abandoned Mark and ran. Unexpectedly, the brown bear sprang and defeated the knight. A heated struggle followed. After hearing the knight plead for rescue, Mark quickly lifted his sword. Mark double-shot the brown bear's head. The knight miraculously lived. Unkind and constantly condemning Mark for not supporting the struggle. He will probably accuse him of not finishing at some point. Mark hears. Put down the sword slowly for the knight. The knight in his heart must be noble. This individual before him is unworthy of the knight's armor. Mark sits, seeing the knight's severe injuries and death. He was excited to see the armor he dreamed of. The armor retracts as he tries to fit. Mark felt great. People like the metal armor's strength, even if the control was unusual. Eventually, he became a night. An individual was being thrashed on the road. Mark instantly seized the attacker. He was thrilled seeing the guy being beaten far away. Unexpectedly, the attacker told Mark again that it was a joke. The joke was still one. Mark had a clean heart that a dog-owning guy had to be found in Philadelphia. If not, the night's armor capture wouldn't be explained to higher-ups. Lucy encountered another survivor by chance. She offered the guy a bottle of water and inquired where the female captain was. He directed her in one way, but she didn't know. It was to Philadelphia, near the news inquiry. Lucy accelerated. She swiftly found several survivors. Philadelphia was a modest trade hub. Lucy inquired around after taking her father's picture. However, everyone was freezing. A hat-wearing guy watched. Someone leaped out of the casket. Lucy inquired about the female captain at a supermarket shop. The owner's face stiffened. She said no one here knew the female commander. She didn't want to speak to the subterranean dwellers. The government took many volunteers underground to enjoy life during the nuclear explosion, leaving regular people like them to confront the aftermath. Time cannot erase both sides' antagonism after 200 years. The store owner evicted Lucy. At the entrance, she greeted Dr. Wynn's dog. He nevertheless recommended her to return fast. He also said the second individual arrived from the 33rd concealed spot. Lucy was stunned. She wondered how Wynn knew everything. The shop owner left. It seems she forgot Dr. Wynn. She would draw him inside the shop. The nearby dog also stood up. It was given a big assignment. The goal was Dr. Wynn's head. The owner rose instantly. Her assignment was the reverse. He'll remove Dr. Wynn from Philadelphia. The outcome was ideal. Dog shot fractured Wynn's left leg. Therefore, he cannot leave Philadelphia. The owner raged. He received 1,000 bottles from her. Please kill this live body, she said. The simplest way to move people is money. Those hiding close to him trembled. The living corpse sensed trouble. Suddenly he fired first. His shot was frighteningly swift. Additionally, the bullet was explosive. He nonchalantly grabbed a banana. He managed to completely avoid the rear bullet. He had horrible fighting power unexpectedly. The business owner wanted to attack. Bullets struck the outcome, too. Cooper was ready to pick up his buddy when the doctor's angel appeared. Unfortunately, it was brief. Cooper got a lethal blow. Lucy grabbed the gun and left, thankfully. She thought Cooper's conduct was unjust from a young age. So she intervened. Who would have imagined Cooper was unaffected by the gunshot? Lucy panicked, and the armor fell from the sky. He sympathized with Lucy. Even if the world was in chaos, she had to be fair and accurate. Lucy's eyes brightened up, indicating that Mark needed to humble himself. He blocked Cooper's gunshot. One grin humiliated him. Standing on Cooper's feet allowed Lucy to lead Gwen out first. She had no doubts both injured entered the supermarket store. Luckily, medical science had advanced when Gwen hurt her left foot. While working, the grocery shop personnel gave Gwen a false limb. Unfortunately, the owner's wound was not instantly healed. She could only beg Lucy to take Gwen out of Philadelphia. He didn't want to. She needed her father's whereabouts. It was surprising when the owner suddenly told her to accompany Gwen. The female leader abducted Lucy's dad. Lucy has the greatest chance of finding the other party. Lucy eventually did this after gritting her teeth. The owner touched the female leader's uniform neck. He immediately escorted the two out of the shop. Cooper and Mark continued to quarrel. Despite being strong and unharmed by the knife, he became quite heavy in front of Cooper. Combat experience was abundant for the opposite side. Mark accidentally landed on the table and couldn't turn. Cooper took advantage and cut the zipper opening connection. Mark believed it was wrong. After that, the Zeppelin soared wildly into the sky without a destination. Finally, the opponent was resolved. Cooper entered the grocery shop and saw that it had been vacant for. He just noticed a dying golden dog outside. He was confident and gave the dog medication to recuperate. The dog became strong and wagged its tail to follow him. Lucy led Wynn out of Philadelphia toward the female leader's outfit. One thing, the soldier was hard to return. The pace was sluggish. He knew the front line would find him if he kept going. He even drank poison in the toilet, but he had to breathe. Lucy was instructed to present his head to the female commander. If successful, it might revolutionize the globe. She was shocked. What a weird head. Wynn didn't explain. He pulled out a lighter and instructed her to work fast. She needed to bring her fresh perspective to the table. He ran out of breath after speaking to Lucy. Lucy was stunned. She never identified herself. Soldier Wynn always evoked strong emotions. Lucy followed his footsteps after much deliberation. Light his lighter. I'm uncertain about the duration of his journey. Wynn was headless when Cooper discovered him. But he was difficult to remove. A dog searched for Wynn's corpse on the road again. Lucy was unaware Cooper was pursuing her. She was studying Wynn's mind. The flesh beneath her ear even shone. This must be crucial. She inserted a GPS gadget in her cranium to avoid the worst, so even if taken, it was gone. Lucy took Wynn's head to the road the following morning. Passing a ditch, she unexpectedly discovered a newborn deer. She was intrigued. Her plan was to consume some. She suddenly heard something odd. After that, water emerged along the creek. Lucy fled quickly. She replied quickly that an unexpected beast came before her. It grabbed Wynn's head. What monster emerged in the stream? Wynn's head conceals what? Continue to follow for the solution. It seems the beast is a mutant. The person baits humanity to attract the monster. Finally, what happens? Lucy had no wilderness survival experience a few hours before. A mutant attacked her at the water source. The mutant seized Wynn's head. Luckily, she had installed the prior location gadget. Cooper arrived behind her as she contemplated how to get it. He sought Wynn's head. The bag was empty. His only knowledge was that the beast had taken the head. Looking at the dirt, he knew Lucy wouldn't lie but wouldn't forgive her. He watched Cooper put her in a tiny bucket with a giant hook in front of him. He sometimes released the rope to drive Lucy into the sea. The innocent girl felt coerced. Cooper reprimanded her babyishly. Not coerced. Obviously, Lucy was bait. She witnessed the mutant morph this time as she sank to the bottom. Without Cooper's timing, this flesh-thick monster would have pulled Lucy inside its belly to fight. Cooper had no decent way either. Luckily, the dog located the monster's vulnerability and kept driving. Mutant instantly returned to the water. Unfortunately, Cooper couldn't discover Wynn's head. Lucy was fortunate to live. She'd never seen somebody so cruel. Cooper quickly denied it. The Earth's survival rule. He then added a phrase. Mutants are toothless, weak mutants. Even swallowed, they can survive. Mark has successfully completed the repair of the steel armor. He was suddenly asked to call headquarters. His opponent asked why he didn't record the time. Mark adjusted his expression quickly. Upon hearing Cooper's voice, he collapsed. He exhibited his struggles. Whoever followed him died. The commander would arrange for a replacement. He was scared to remove the phone right away. Another look would hide his planned armor capture. Steel Association productivity was dismal. That afternoon, he sent someone else. Mark quickly hid in the armor. Eddie is new. He saw the opponent's adoration. Mark remembered himself days before. Relief filled his heart. Eddie simply refused to question Mark's bogus knighthood. If he was constantly armored, realizing Cooper was also hunting for Wynn. The new man had the idea quickly. Immediately removed armor. We must follow Cooper. Hide the remainder of the armor. Find the objective. Certainly, Mark felt fair. The armor helped him find Wynn's corpse immediately. Cooper briefly stopped here. Mark thought the opponent had Wynn's head. Is the crucial thing in the head? Both were relaxed. Follow the armor's trail. They soon reached a mutant water area. Middle Lake armor was too valuable to quantify. Large waves rolled at them when the new individual felt odd. Mark quickly instructed the newcomer to retire to the beach. The beast remained in front of him. Suddenly, an arrow flew. The beast was drawn to the newcomer. It's too late to flee. The monster ate much of the body. Using all his power, Mark even removed the monster's neck. The wind blew everywhere. Wynn's head was there. Though they couldn't reach it, they yelled. Unexpectedly, getting the task item was simple. Cooper was taking Lucy to the desert. He regretted not getting Wynn's head. He vented his rage upon Lucy. A day passed. He forbade her water consumption. Lucy could not comprehend. Why are some people cruel? As she became intrigued, Cooper would take me someplace. He brought her to a deserted town without answering. Through the hospital facility, Cooper heard a familiar voice. Enter and try. Interestingly, Roger's old acquaintance. Their companion is a dragon ghost. It's just been a long time since he utilized medication. Uncontrollable bodily turmoil was coming. It would become an inhuman dragon ghost. Cooper was able to concentrate. Special medication helps. The price was too high. They had to chase bounties to earn money. Cooper has battled mutants before. All drugs on individuals were gone. Thus, he abandoned his shooting strategy. He was headed to this abandoned town, watching Roger's pals go berserk. Cooper had no option. He shot and killed his buddy while chatting to him. Go unconscious, dragon ghost. Early death is worse than misery. This is a royal family principle. Fresh blood couldn't be overlooked. Cooper would receive quality meat to cover his expenses. Lucy stood next to him, astonished. What distinguishes this process from hunting? The hidden master had a famine before. The residents experienced a loss of tens of kilograms. Consuming the same meat was unprecedented. Cooper broke into a burst of laughter. How does this compare to third world cruelty? Lucy screamed in horror. So what about survivors like you? Cooper's face chilled. Make Lucy chop the meat. No food in the future if not. She had to continue. She holds her knife. Clean up, all. They resumed traveling, after days without water. Lucy hated it. A pool of muddy water greeted her on a rough journey. Cooper was especially kind-hearted. Because of drinking, not booze. Finally, Lucy found it intolerable. She kneeled and drank erratically. She faced the peril of survival. All limitations and ideals are irrelevant. Lucy turned around and ran away after regaining strength. Unfortunately, Cooper caught her immediately. During their struggle, she bit Cooper's finger. He chopped off Lucy's fingers for retaliation. They kept fighting, completed this journey swiftly. Singwago Market. Cooper receives his meds here. Lucy is the cost. A healthy individual. She realized it late. It's too late to flee. Under Cooper's threat, Lucy may enter the supermarket exclusively. She didn't locate Cooper down. It's been a long time since she took the meds. Maybe getting here is a miracle. Lucy walked the hall. She was startled by the three-eyed robot. The opponent is the supermarket's new hire, being aware of Lucy's shattered fingers. He cheerfully and expertly lifted her. Strangers met Lucy's final thrill. The three-eyed robot stated again unexpectedly. It specializes in organ removal. Lucy was struck by a vehicle moments later. En route to surgery. She saw mini macarons in her breast. Her push in front of the supermarket controller followed. Lucy is worth 60 medication bottles. The three-eyed robot promptly placed her on the examination table. Machine horns rang, the blade spun furiously. A stone struck Lucy before it touched the corpse. Sharp blades cut rope. She recoiled instantly. High-pressure attack, holding the machine to start. The robot tumbled to the ground. Lucy looked at the sparkling vacuum cleaner. She only saw her threaten the two controllers with the robot once. Observing the adversary, Lucy remained unfrightened. Lucy had to choose. Vacuum cleaner hose. Same as sulfuric acid. The controller allowed Lucy to depart soon. Unexpectedly, she added conditions. Release imprisoned cockroaches. The controller obeyed. Lucy discovered several unopened ones. Lucy proceeded to fire a venomous arrow. Both were stunned and shook hands. Turn off the vacuum cleaner immediately. The result is the following instant. Mini vacuum cleaners flowed out. The controller was furious at her. Last, these creatures died together. Lucy avoided a major wound. She now understood the vacuum cleaner's fear. A person going to become a vacuum cleaner appears. Lucy attempted to arouse them. The last one failed, unfortunately. Cooper came to mind outside the grocery. She presented him with 2 prescription bottles. Lucy did not retaliate. She believed that even as a vacuum cleaner, she would not become that person. She retreated after tossing the medication. Cooper rushed inside the grocery and spotted plenty of medication in the cupboard. These measures will prevent him from worrying long-term. Comfortable, he switched on the TV. Cooper quickly opened his eyes. The show's major subject is what he described in the TV series before the nuclear catastrophe. Its phrase startled him awake. This individual is profound, powerful, and noble. In contrast, Mark was always happy after taking Wynn's head. He dreams now. How would Steve benefit? Mark deliberated. He conveyed the truth to the new acquaintance. His heroism is phony. The new guy responded angrily. Was quick to accuse. Mark must capture people first. But the new guy recently performed armor maintenance. He still has the key. He immediately eliminated the best armor energy source. But when Mark couldn't move, he seized Wynn's head and fled. The power is no longer available. Mark cannot open the machine lid. Mutated cockroaches will kill him even if he doesn't hunger. Fortunately, someone shot the cockroach at the crucial time. Lucy followed the head. She recalled meeting them in Philadelphia. She quickly opened the machine lid by hand. Mark had no time to think. Lucy collapsed immediately. Since she took nucleic acid, her antibiotic-induced infection was unfortunate. Mark packed antibiotics thankfully. After the injection, Lucy felt better. She instantly requested cooperation after learning Mark was from Hoyston. She will assist Mark in discovering Wynn's head. Mark intended to take her to Hoyston to borrow knights to save Lucy's father. Mark nodded in accord after thinking.
We've got dreams we can ignite. Spark the neon city night. Together here we take flight into the fire and the light.
Set out to explore the barren country. The harsh desert's existence was brutal. The lady entered the lab by mistake. Hidden bodily experiments were also observed. Women were pregnant for centuries in the harsh desert. Whatever occurred, it had to start a few days ago. Lucy and Mark searched for Wynn's head. She was well educated since childhood but knew nothing about the nuclear catastrophe. Mark wanted to stop talking. Looking at mankind on the edge of annihilation, he saw its cruelty. Lucy thinks that if only the secret place's occupants return, mankind will reconstruct civilization. After crossing a bridge, they encountered 2 survivors. Mark urged Lucy to be cautious. But when he heard that they were merely passing by and didn't have weapons, Lucy believed they should go their own way. The force could only shake his hand. When the 4 met, the opponent grabbed a pistol unexpectedly. Thankfully, Mark responded immediately. Shoot to kill them immediately. He was also shot. See how the dead act. They traced their lineage back to great noblemen who consumed human flesh. Reality struck Lucy once more. The 2 followed the GPS, unaware that they had reached a desolate city. Mark said that this was Sane City's capital. At its peak, 34,000 people lived here. Lucy was silent for a while. They want to return to the surface and help humans rebuild civilization. Unexpectedly, someone advanced. Mark escorted her to a large lake without speaking. It was mentioned that this was the previous location of Sane City. The New Zealand Republic is young. It intrigued Lucy not to know what occurred. Mark meant it when he said everyone wants to rescue the planet. Persons decide how to preserve it. After hiding in a freezer to avoid an accident, he was born in Sane City. Lucy had to locate fresh medical equipment since Mark's wound was still bleeding. The two rushed to a lab. They were both members of a fledgling technology startup. Before and after the nuclear catastrophe, this business ruled the globe. Before Angel Wynn died, it was the tech company escapee Mark considered not going on the excursion. But Lucy is concerned about his injuries. She moved the door without instruction. Mark contemplated the outdoors for a while. Finally, he seized the rifle and entered. Lucy was gone. A lot of blood gushed out as he entered a hospital room. That's how Mark fell. He was startled by the lush trees as he woke up. Lucy grinned like she was home. The researcher informed her that this location was where the number 4 could be found. The doctor removed Mark's bullet. Surprisingly, they used human teeth. War allows mankind to be creative at their best. The researcher urged them to hide until the wound healed, then leave. The researcher moved Mark's armor. Lucy and he left the room after quarantine. The majority of folks here were from the side. Body flaws are very visible. An ancient one-eyed guy manages the secret area. He was thrilled to invite them. When he left, he warned her about the dangers of the 12th floor. Lucy found this spot unlike the secluded hideaway she envisioned. She went to the office to question the manager why he welcomed survivors on the ground. This is her 33rd secret spot. It's ridiculous. The previous generation left this rule, he told her. Some secret areas are different. Management points vary. Lucy didn't get this phrase. She repeatedly asked about the 12th floor. But the management changed his mind. This is the secret area forbidden, expelled her immediately. Mark inspected the just bought armor. Unfortunately, the power cord was severed. He could only breathe and stare at the armor. He was glowing on the wall when Mark spotted him. He wondered where the energy originated. He followed her to the power room. Found the secret power source. Everything comes from the heat core. Coincidentally, it matches armor energy. He wanted it gone. Lucy, a new hire, came behind her. She did not blame Mark but cautioned him to be wary about life here. They removed a bracelet. It matches the concealed location residence passport. Everything that followed showed Mark's knowledge. He never heard of the food on the table. Take groundwater whenever. Hot water baths are possible. Instead, Lucy thought this location was odd. The class covers history, New Zealand Republic related anything. Outside, the ring rang, calling everyone to the plaza for the activities. Following intrigued Lucy. The occupant seemed to be preparing for a rite. She was first unconcerned, even before acting. Next, who knows? Rituals are becoming stranger. Someone applied the powder on her body. Until then, unveiled the ritual item. Lucy's long-sought female leader was surprising. She quickly saw something was amiss. Choose to lead Mark away. Who would have imagined he understood Sahoa's life? This location is 10,000 times cozier than Earth. Lucy expressed worry. These people revered the ground robber commander. There was likely a discrepancy. Mark stood his ground. She sought concrete proof. The hideout's 12th level is the most mysterious and banned. Lucy headed along the hallway once the elevator opened. Amazingly, this lab is large. Strange things remain in the bottles. TV shows stills of individuals being fished. Keep going inside. Many frozen jars of sleeping ladies were there. Room lights went on suddenly. Researchers came to verify data. Moving unexpectedly caused Lucy to make a squeak. Another individual quickly rang the alarm. Lab workers raced in. Lucy succumbed to swift control. She considered the 4th hideaway residents insane. The new staff disagreed unexpectedly. Going to your hideaway could make me think so. Hideout. 33 inhabitants are scared about prior victims. Other wounded wanted to fight these murderers. I in the hiding, no law applies. They may only stay together briefly in the restored library room. Use civilizations to torment them, say some. Purifying convicts in this manner works best. The repairman hurried back to say the thieves ruined the water treatment system. Current warehouse maintenance is limited to 2 months. Everyone arrived quickly. They've never experienced this. Norman, Lucy's brother, brought the prisoner rice. He was furious to implicate them in Hideout 32. Amazingly, he repeated a significant statement. Not innocent people perished. The transfer involved Norman. So he invited buddies to Hideaway 32. He was curious about the outcome. He witnessed a scene that filled them both with a sense of relief. The ground was littered with variously shaped hideaway dwellers. Some died fighting while others committed suicide. Biological data on the hand indicates death 2 years ago. Many victim messages are on the wall. We know the truth till the manager is tortured to death on the chair. The 2 Normans became inquisitive. What did they find? They murdered each other. Opened the computer to check the diary. Norman was shocked when the burglars entered from outside. The door was opened with Norman's mother's wrist. Naturally, the other party died after 10 years. The more they investigated, the less they understood. They all withdrew. Norman was unable to suppress his interest. Pressing the button opened his computer to verify. Find out who managed Hideaway 33 throughout the decades. All came from Hideaway 31. Norman's father was arrested. Norman, Betty, and newly elected manager Betty couldn't wait. He notified pals about his findings. However, the other felt it was apparent. That lasted 200 years. He added another phrase. My lady arrived from Hideaway 31. Norman heard the quiet instantly. After leaving, he couldn't escape a punishment. Hideout 31. Why is this place different? Thus, she heard the poem again. Their potatoes look better. Early the following day, new manager Betty brought everyone to Hideaway 32. She held the belief that it was imperative not to waste valuable space. Moved half the inhabitants here to settle. Norman was keen to explore. Found a mound of dead donuts that transformed yesterday. Betty's forceful approach impressed him. Lucy remained intrigued. Hideout 4. What happened? Why was a live individual being tested? A sad-faced manager started a video. Hideout 4 was governed by insane scientists. The insane scientists deceived the ground inhabitants into undertaking horrific experiments. They believed that a genetic mutation might lessen their reluctance to explore the outdoors. The test subjects revolted and killed all the locals in the covert hideaway. All descendants of test participants live here. Lucy sensed that something was wrong when she noticed how odd people looked. But when she told about her Hideaway 33 without doing any tests, several people couldn't believe it. The new hires felt Lucy lied. However, she had to accept responsibility for her lab cruelty. While Mark was searching, Lucy was rapidly escorted to the square's center via the hallway. The new hire disclosed her misdeeds in public. She was scared. Will I face any consequences? The management swiftly announced the penalty. Chase her to the ground. Lucy chuckled. Unexpectedly, locals think stepping outdoors is the cruelest punishment. She found it the greatest reward. Who would have guessed that Mark quietly stole the hidden fuse after the hall light flashed once? Before that, he saw Lucy was in danger. He left his luxurious life without hesitation. The world's power peaks here. The T-60 armor is composite. Ordinary individuals cannot match its force. Just a grin bewildered the hideaway. Lucy appeared in time to speak. She claimed freedom. Two just departed the hideout. Despite feeling touched, Lucy felt chilled. It was wrong to remove the hidden heat reactor. The power supply was only sufficient for a few days. All inhabitants may perish by then. Mark was born into a society where the strong eat the weak. Have trouble understanding each other. He drove the armored vehicle to rescue Lucy's father. She suddenly wanted to shake her head. Instead of saving her father, she killed all the hiding dwellers. Finally, Mark accepted Lucy's instruction, removed the heat reactor from the armor, and placed it back in the hideaway. She thanks you. Lucy is more moved to invite Mark to Hideaway 33. Live with her. He is the greatest person she has met. Mark said he wasn't worthy. Because he's complex, let the knight die. Then he snatched the other party's armor. Lucy was unconcerned. The arid desert environment causes this. No one to blame. The news profoundly impacted Mark. Finally, he accepted Lucy's offer. The first step is to retrieve one's head. Lucy's father needs to be rescued. The live body ultimately slept in the store. Some unwanted visitors made noise. The other person claimed to be the local police chief. The supermarket was devastated by the corpse's presence. Interrogation required arrest. Cooper offered no resistance. Had the police chief grasp his hand. He wanted to know who was good. They aspired to create order in a bleak environment. 3 individuals went rapidly. Hotel remnants became the government building. The overweight guy eating in the hall assumed leadership. Land management in a few hundred yards. His domain was the supermarket. Cooper looked disgusted. Small government agency with 3 members. Standing behind was a gunman. Fire Cooper immediately. The fat guy felt ashamed, ordered Cooper to feed the pig. Cooper eventually lost patience. The 2 officers were immediately reached. Commander sat up quickly. Cooper didn't notice. He took off the leader's badge. He thought this lady seemed familiar. The chubby guy mentioned Mo. Cooper's face stiffened. Accidentally remembered pre-nuclear tragedy. Who would have imagined Cooper was an action star then? Even taped a secret technology business commercial. Recently, nuclear warfares have circulated. Seriousness is growing. Products have been released. A brand new product with an emergency concealed guy. The film measures 91 centimeters thick. Isolates all facilities well. Interior living circumstances are full. It completely fulfills the necessities of survival. The filming of the advertisement has been completed. The covert corporate sales director praised Cooper. He also expressed his sales perspective. Destruction of rivals. It's not about knowledge or fame, but about time. If a good manager exists, it effortlessly controls the future. Cooper couldn't grasp this sentence's meaning. Just chuckle vaguely and turn around. The day was peaceful then. He intended to retire. He had plans to purchase a farm. Encourage his wife to relax. Who would have guessed his wife would object? She strived to lead the organization. A secret technology. In case of nuclear calamity, the concealed guy may be their relative. A nice site exists. Cooper was astonished. Why is my wife sure? The nuclear tragedy will happen. The woman seems anxious. She has no further comments to make. She departed. Checking the news. Countries compete to preserve energy. Delays in peace discussions. Cooper is curious. Real scenario coming? A buddy appeared to chat to him. He runs a secret technological firm with his wife. It's as valuable as a hidden gem. Even the government gave them survival missions. God knows how this private corporation will profit. There will be at least one such opportunity. If peace negotiations succeed, no longer can they sell their refuge. Many individuals are discreetly criticizing the firm, the secret tech corporation. The companion tossed back a fresh card before leaving. Cooper was originally indifferent. He found himself engaged in a conversation with his wife. He stumbled upon the tech company's refuge by accident. The company prohibits the possession of firearms. Somewhat concerned, Cooper has a dog. However, this prohibition controls resources well. The bare minimum of humanity vanishes. His wife paled. Cooper had no idea what to do. More than 90% of humanity would perish by then. Who cares about dog life and death? He sensed his wife's certainty, thus his doubts increased. His friend's offer sprang to mind. He arrived at the specified area. Cooper first encountered Mo here. Unexpectedly, she started this party. She thought the tech company concealed, used to drive the planet into the abyss. Celebrities are attending. I mostly agree with Mo, only Cooper found this absurd. Quickly rose to leave the hall. Mo phoned him back immediately. I told Cooper. Open your eyes to view the world. She knew Cooper's wife, better at understanding his wife than Cooper. He was intrigued by this comment. Constantly questioned. Mo was honest. Her team developed energy-free thermal technology. It was about to succeed. They were engaged in a clandestine technological venture. Suddenly purchased back research team investors. They now own this technology. Cooper first thought this was regular trade rivalry. He was informed by Mo thermal technology can cease wars in energy-stricken nations. The concealed technology business sealed it immediately. Even purchased back all war-ending technologies. Only this path can lead to success. Their new company strategy can thrive. If universal peace, a secluded place? Who would purchase it? After saying, Cooper received a hearing aid, proving he would learn the truth, and after years of traversing the wasteland, I finally comprehended Mo's daytime speech. So he was determined to locate her to prove it. I don't remember when I last visited a Kuki residence. The Japanese call this home. Their machines discover precious metal and sand. Cooper unexpectedly discovered a letter. The family's oldest son invested heavily in Mo. His brother received several letters from the youngster. I want to go too. Cooper issued a stern warning. The youngster was compelled to reveal Mo's Tiananmen Square residence. He instantly regretted his cowardice. Prepare for a surprise strike. Before firing, Cooper drew the pistol. No longer interested, he looked away. Then he regularly left the home, desolate world, killing people. Even more normal than eating. And here, Eddie is Mark's dad. Ever since he took Wynn's head, he's been on the defensive. Returning to the report quickly was his first priority. Shame on the knight for stabbing the leg. Just blood. That enrages him more. The adored grandson of Wynn always followed. It appears insistent on its original owner. Eddie, get rid of the dog. Lock it just in the vending machine. This troublemaker is gone. Eddie moves quicker. A tower he entered was abandoned. He saw a doctor again. The opponent noticed Eddie's injury immediately. His pharmaceutical sales began. You just need money. Treatment is available for every wound. Eddie doesn't have a drop-only pistol. Assassinates doctor to steal medication. This doctor responds quickly. The package contains various drugs. Tell it just to yourself. Careless usage may kill. No option for Eddie. Only valuables may be removed. The entire response from Mark's armor. The doctor chuckled at that. Eddie quickly reached for a pill bottle. Assure the drug will stop the ailment. Eddie fought the impulse to consume the pills. The leg wound heals swiftly. Eddie inhaled deeply. Asked for the radio. He wants to reach Steel Society's owner. The doctor indicated sane. Bring the medication box and go swiftly. Cooper had just arrived at Eddie's abandoned petrol station. He heard vending machine noise. He quickly opened the lid. Finally, miserable yellow dog saw the light. Cooper had a clean heart. Based on this sad puppy, Gwen's head may be found. Eddie didn't know yet. Some individuals are gathered nearby. He was glad he contacted the Steel Society. The old guy handed him a radio to tell him to be cautious. Covered by intrusion prevention, Eddie grinned softly. He planned to stay put. Who would have imagined the Steel Society awaited rescue? Lucy and Mark arrived. Eddie dropped the pistol and fired repeatedly. There was a bullet. The two Marks acted quickly when the bullet expired. He feared retreating again. He inadvertently switched it on. Nails penetrated the neck. What startled everyone was Eddie removed the nail painlessly. The wound healed instantly. The doctor administered the wonder drug. He became a living corpse. He unexpectedly cured the ailment. Far out, the Steel Society ship soared. Eddie panicked. They would kill him if they knew he was alive. Mark chose to remain long. Let Lucy and Eddie flee swiftly. Will was the one who beheaded him. People fled in fear. Mark discovered a bloody head. Give Lucy Will's head. She should bring this to rescue her dad. See you in 33 secret spot. Lucy smiled as she departed. Wherever there are people, conflict arises. Despite desolation, both big powers will battle to the death for several reasons. The story continues in the previous portion. Mark quickly phoned Lucy. He remained independent before the Steel Society. Fortunately, he was blessed with a false head. There are currently no issues. Some folks arrived in Philadelphia fast. This is where the Steel Society has been for years. Change their race? Steel Society leaders have waited long. Seeing Mark in the knight's uniform, he didn't inquire. Received Will's head quickly. He quickly recognized this head as phony after utilizing the test equipment. Mark was surprised to be exposed so fast. His claim that he could discover the genuine head was instant. Additionally, a black acquaintance requested. However, this saved him from execution. He sprang with pleasure when they reached a hidden chamber. He adores Mark. No one else takes the initiative to steal the knight's armor amid the desolate planet. He has made a vow to find Will's head. He will form a steel society. Mark will become a guardian knight. Mark is fearless. He helped discover Will's head because he was concerned about Lucy's safety. Just confront her. The two will quickly return to the 33rd hideaway to live forever, but Mark doesn't get it. The weird thing about Will's head? Why is he confident it's fake? Mark leads Steel Society's vanguard with hesitation. Hong Ho advances. Lucy has brought Will's head to Mo Griffith. The Great Sage is shockingly city-shaped. Fruits and veggies cover the ground. Basic self-sacrifice. Lucy is unimpeded. She walks inside the deepest chamber. In reality, her father finds himself entrapped. Mo, the female leader, is nearby. A monster is at the table. Lucy doesn't know the other party's plans. She merely wants Will's head to replace her father's. Mara is thrilled instantly, carefully removes a sparkling crystal from her head. Lucy will kidnap her father. Who knew Mara would suddenly declare she doesn't care about her father's identity? Cooper is now approaching the Great Sage. His heart has too many questions. Flying into the nuclear explosion was his mistake. After the party, Mara convinced him to put the headphones on his wife's wrist. Too bad the signal transmission distance is restricted. He must initiate entry into his wife's covert technological enterprise. Unexpectedly, the next employee takes charge of the 33rd secret spot. Cooper seats Betty near the conference room. Once again, the headphones come on. The Secret Places technological startup is selling to global financial heavyweights. Please proceed with selling the secret location in front of you. However, his products aren't widely accepted. Who promises the day will come? Even if that occurs, the hidden location dwellers will have to contend with surface hiders. Everyone, including the shop director, will be affected. Hidden resources may survive generations. Humanity on Earth will die out by then. Time has power. By then, all opponents will go. The world will be left to its own devices. Worms still have numerous issues. A cave-trapped mouse will fight. How do the British guarantee that buried inhabitants live better than surface residents? People are raising concerns. Cooper's wife shouted, ending the conversation. Since everyone thinks differently, she and the secret location quickly improved the family's life. The Secret Places Technological Corporation offers 2 suggestions. Only the inhabitants of Secret Places 32 and 33 are under their control. Wake up the people in the freezing cave and make sure they keep going as an observer. Over 100 such secret sites may allow investors to flourish. All the big boys are eager this time. Some argue they need a population explosion to compete. Some advocate surfacing the survivors. Some feel gene research is needed. Some blocked everyone's ideas. The scenario is advantageous, but they invest a lot, not only theoretically. Their corporation would fire a nuclear weapon on its own to destroy the planet, Cooper's wife said. The Secret Places people will rule the globe when all humans die. Upon hearing this, Cooper felt a sense of apprehension. Nothing unusual when his wife was so convinced of the day's look. Lucy's father, his new assistant, left the conference room. Help me sign a blank. Mo also alerted Lucy about the Hidden Place Technological Company's misdeeds. Lucy simply doesn't grasp her father's job. Mo told the painter this tragic tale. Lucy's brother Norman wonders why all the managers, including his father, came from the 31st secret spot. Where the 33rd secret spot was is still a mystery. In one night, all thieves and captives perished. Betty, the new manager, appeared to have little interest in investigating the poison food, but she promptly notified staff that some inmates slept at the 33rd hiding spot. The remainder were transferred to the 32nd hiding spot. Everyone has to cooperate unconditionally for distribution. Betty passed over to Fanny, the 32nd secret spot manager, before leaving. Because this lady came from the 31st hidden area where there was no mystery, Norman listened. He skipped the following meeting to see Betty's boss. He stole Betty's ID card and sent a message to the 31st concealed site after easily cracking the computer password. Return to the 31st secret spot. Answered result. Have you disclosed it? The other group instantly agreed to return to discover the mystery within when Norman claimed his task was completed. Norman visited the 31st secret spot personally. After the quarantine door slowly opened, he entered a hidden location. Who would have guessed that Norman's eyes widened in surprise upon discovering a sophisticated robot with a human brain locked in the hallway, unable to escape. Norman quickly grabbed the gadget, but the robot quickly scanned and found it wasn't Betty. Killing the invader was determined. Because the combat power was too feeble, Norman didn't see the robot and kept going inside, unlocking the door. He experienced a profound sense of cold melancholy. Before the nuclear catastrophe, investors and board members were inside. Norman, Betty, and others have been observers for years according to computer data. Norman learned the truth from AI. Hideouts 32 and 33 are the greenhouse environment created by the technology company by installing a drain, helping residents have an optimistic personality and a complete cultural heritage, and ensuring the earth is clean. They can easily dominate the world. When the spectators woke up, Hideaway 31's residents ensured the plan's success. Norman has just learned from Hideaway 32 occupants why he committed suicide in the collapse. They preemptively recognized the truth. Now they're in Lucy's father's focus. Lucy's mother found the hideout's delicious water drained years ago. The surface may have restored civilization. She abandoned the hideaway. She discovered a lovely city. Everything the hideaway offers is wonderful. How can Han, an observer, let civilization develop? He detonated a nuclear weapon, converting the city into a cemetery, the technological business where he had always dealt with the adversary in this manner over 200 years ago. Lucy brought home a head with limitless cold thermal reaction energy. Enough to create a new planet. The knight discovered the technological company's true nature then. So he plunged to steal the cold thermal reaction. This also got him expelled by numerous pupils. Just begun this tiny business, need a tech company internal port. Mo brought Han. These things didn't bother Lucy. She merely desired her mother's whereabouts. Mo rushed backward. Lucy saw that her mother's jewelry was on the opposite side. Her chest hurt. Why? She liked charm from infancy. Lucy voiced the command strongly. The password came from Cha Mao. Han regretted it. Cold thermal response occurred after typing a few lines on the keyboard. A gold alert in the base sounded as Mo prepared to hit the transfer button. She rushed her subordinates outside to look. The Steelers' vanguard came. The parties did not communicate. The fight started immediately. Though knights blocked the route, the enemy invaded. However, Mo's self-defense team's faith kept them from fearing death. In an instant, they turned away. Mark concealed himself behind mercenaries and entered the facility. Suddenly, a shadow obstructed the road. Cooper had just arrived. The opponent controlled the mercenary armor, knowing his chest vulnerability. I saw him hastily remove the power switch, and the room went black. In a couple of face-to-face battles, the armor constantly collapsed. Han kept convincing her to unlock the door. He thought destroying the city was okay. Only when the mercenaries die can the world find peace. Lucy was standing when armor appeared. Mark seemed backwards while falling. Knowing his future fiancé's father was in jail, he broke the latch. Lucy openly discussed how her father wrecked the city, knowing it was Mark's hometown. Han wore his armor while Mark hesitated. Mark sought revenge on his family via climbing. He fainted from the hit. Lucy dropped the gun on killing her father but failed. Bullets flew suddenly. Cooper ran to confront his ex-assistant's wife. He just wanted his family's location. Han turned around and plunged from the home roof abruptly. Cooper refused to fire because he believed Han's edge was finding the proper force behind the opponent. Lucy also wanted to meet her creators. She left with Cooper when the bullet missed the fallen mother. Soon after, Mark awoke from a coma. The female leader Mo ran over as he searched for Lucy's armor. She observed her quickly push heat transfer. Dark, barren land. Turn on the lights gently. Mo called it Hope Seed. If the Steins had boundless energy, they would construct a starless planet. Mo ended by claiming she had a deadly wound. Mark was assumed to have slain the female leader when the Stein family arrived tomorrow. Han eventually arrived at the secret technology business headquarters. The fascinating new storylines won't be revealed until the second season. This play-adapted film is faithful to the plot and accessible to general viewers. The thrill rivals The Last of Us. A second season is confirmed. Subscribe, like, and push the notification bell to see the newest videos. See you in the next video.